Hello. Today I was going to be working on the clutch of my 1953 Willys Jeep. It's a CJ3B. And let's just take a look at that part of the vehicle. Here's the input for the transmission. And then you have the flywheel and pressure plate and clutch and all that. And you have the three fingers that come up here and are driven by the throwout bearing, which is here. The throwout bearing is driven by a carrier that has two ears on it, one on the top and one on the bottom. The ears on the top and the bottom of the carrier are with the fork ride on and push on when they disengage the clutch. When you push the clutch pedal, what it does is it pushes a fork right here that pushes this forward. My top ear is gone, so right now the fork is just cocked and it won't push the clutch. So I was going to be replacing this part right here, the carrier for the throwout bearing. That's actually an inexpensive part. That's all I'm going to be doing. I use this Jeep for plowing. It's winter time. I'm not starting any big projects. I'm going to open it up, put what it needs in there, and get it back together. In case it snows. So I'm going to be following the procedures in the factory service manual. I do that. I get these books for every vehicle I own. Let's get at it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to be doing is pulling this cover off.
Wow, I was riding on that for a while. You can see where it snapped too. I wonder if the part's down in there. Okay, let's get it pulling it out. Okay, I had some stuff happen while I wasn't filming here. I pulled the shifters out. That's pretty straightforward. I'll film putting it back in. The cover, I filmed in there and you could see that the carrier was shot. See, I got some tools ready. This is a little spring tool that I use for brakes and stuff. They have it in Harbor Freight, not in the brake section. They have it somewhere else, but it's great for brake springs, and I have all the standard tools. This is a brake pedal spring. So anyway, I'm gonna pull that off and let it go because that's attached to the cross member. I don't think that's gonna fall anywhere. Oh yes, it is. And the clutch linkage I did play around with earlier. And actually this stuff is just hanging here now. When I lower the transmission, I'll take the Z-bar out and put it aside. It's pretty rusted up under here, but I use it for plowing. And I think I counted 11 bullet holes in this thing. I should have hit that with Croyle a couple days ago, but I didn't. But usually what I do is just heat it for a little bit and then touch a candle on it, and then it sucks the wax in and actually does a pretty decent job. This is an old-timer trick that kind of works. It's been around forever. And what I found is when you use Croyle, that's really good if you can soak it overnight. This is what I usually do if I get something in here where I want to do it right away. I got my bolts all on. The other side, actually, the two holes were there. This side, I had to drill this one and that one. Like I said, I'm going to own this thing the rest of my life. It's I just matched this plate up to a couple holes that I already had, so that's not a problem. I put spacers in there. I probably should keep it a little bit loose to make it easier to jiggle in and out, but I just snugged them up. Oh, that's the one. Let's see if I can back that off now. Fingers out of the way. Let me put that against the wall there. There you go. Lower this down a little bit. shift it over to the right a little bit to get this Z-bar out. Okay, get that out of here. So what I'm going to start doing is pulling the transmission bolts off. There's one right there. I might have to double wrench this. There you go. Once it goes, it starts going. Let me get that out of the way. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I just realized I could barely see through this frame rail. Okay. Now let's do this one. Make sure there's nothing there from the hand. Put this hat back on. I'll lower myself down. Okay. Oh, that's so close, it's not funny. There you go. Okay, it's in the magnet. Gonna reach up there and feel now. Okay. There you go. Come on, you. There's the broken part. Take it down just to here. Hands are clear. Okay. And there's the broken part. Let me grab the other part up in here. There you are. How's the fork? That's good. The fork usually rides right here and pushes on two ears on that carrier. And as you can see, the top ear is gone. It snapped.
Okay, the front carrier, as you notice, is really loose there. And the reason is because the front bearing retainer is supposed to have a cylinder that comes out to here that surrounds the input shaft. And what it is it's broken in here. It's actually fused in there. So that's gone, and it's worn out probably from riding on that. So that's shot. So not only am I replacing the carrier bearing, or the carrier for the throwout bearing, I'm also going to replace the front bearing retainer. So this part's only about $9. This part's probably about $20, maybe 25. So I'm going to be getting that as well.
Okay, I was going to pull the clutch off, and the first thing I was going to do is pull the starter off. There's a wire that runs from the starter solenoid down to the starter. There's a mount right here. There's no other mounts. And then there's two bolts right here. So this one I can't see from here. This one I can. So I'm going to pull that off. So there you are. That's disconnected. Okay, these are 3/4 inch, believe it or not. I get my air tools out here, but it's like 10 o'clock at night, and usually after 9:30, 10 o'clock, I try to work quiet for the neighbors. If I'm out here using air tools in the middle of the night, that means I'm working on something that has to get done. Okay. This does not have to get done anytime soon.
actually this bolt goes into the flywheel, so, or into the bell housing, so that I would have had it taken off anyway. Let me get you down where I can see the light. I can see the light. I need radio out here. I use my iPhone for my radio, and right now I'm using it for a camera, so. Okay. This is holding it up against there, so I'm not worried about it dropping right now. I watch it fall out and hit my foot. Yeah, this thing's 63 years old. It's allowed a leak. I'm going up to the Jeepster man tomorrow. I'm going to get gaskets and all too. Okay, that should all be loose. So now, come on. I don't know how long this will last, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. So now this will just pull right off. Yeah, these I don't like the way they look. They're really thin there. Put it so it rests on these two. What the heck with it? I'm going up there tomorrow. I still get everything. And ready to take the whole thing. There you go. I gotta find somebody around here that actually redoes these things. I haven't had a flywheel faced in a long time. Get that pilot bearing out too. Well, let's pull a flywheel. Get my flywheel wrench. what, I really like this thing. That should be about that far. There you go. There you go. Stay. Okay, now it's off. It's starting to sound hollow. There you go. Wow. Well, I'm going to take this around the machine shop, around the corner, and see how much it is to do a flywheel, because I haven't had a flywheel done in a long time. That's going to get washed. Look at the crud. Everywhere. I'll bring a trash can under here and clean this. This thing needed everything anyway. I clean it up and paint it. It's not going to snow. Yeah, I bet you $1 that's the ear off the carrier bearing. Or of the carrier for the pilot throwout bearing. Well, that's it for the night. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go hit the Jeepster man tomorrow, and I'm just going to get everything for the clutch. I can get that flywheel resurfaced. So, but it is kind of nice. I live about 80 miles from one of the people that sells all this stuff, and they got tons and tons of new old stock parts. So, okay then. See you later. Bye.